They're calling us. They're calling us slurs. They're calling us slurs, and that's not okay with me. Hey man, I'm trying to learn Spanish just like you. It's hard. It's very difficult. It's a whole nother language, and I'm learning it later in life. Like I didn't learn Spanish as a kid. They didn't speak to me in Spanish growing up. I have two Puerto Rican parents, and they did not speak to me in Spanish. I knew Spanish food and I knew Spanish music, but I didn't know like the actual language itself. I even knew Spanish facial expressions. I could speak Spanish facial expressions. I know. But I can't like speak the language. So now as an adult, I'm learning now, and it's tough, and it sucks, man. It is hard, but we're in this together. I feel like so many of us feel alone, but we're not all alone. You see how I was gonna say something in Spanish, but I couldn't. I can do and then I say it in English. It's hard, and Spanish comes with a lot of practice. You have to have people in your life who have the patience to tolerate you speaking Spanish bad. But I think if we just keep working at it and we just keep trying and we don't give up, one day, un día, vamos a llegar. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. And, the other day I was like I was in a Dominican restaurant, and it was small in there. So, you know how Dominicans roll, everything's tight. And so the late homegirl behind the counter was serving food. She didn't speak any English, and she was serving food to a guy who also didn't speak English. He was of a different ethnicity. I don't know what his language was, maybe Arab or something. But they're both looking at each other like, why can't I understand you? Aren't we cousins? And he was trying to tell her he wanted a to-go box. So he's like, to-go box. And she could not understand him. And in that moment, I knew to step up. I knew the word. I stepped up. I said, caja pa llevar. And then I said that, and then I faded away like I hit a No Sabo buzzer beater. Caja pa llevar. Dude, it was such a great moment, because like when you grow up not speaking Spanish and you see everyone you love speaking Spanish, you want to be a part of that. And so for like the first time in my life, I spoke Spanish ordering food. Like it wasn't food for me, it was food for somebody else. So I don't even know if that counts, like, but it was something. And so it made me feel good. I thought they were going to invite me in the back, start playing dominoes. I mean, none of that happened, but I felt good about myself. And that's the point that I'm trying to make, is don't give up. Just keep learning, keep working on it. Who knows? Because one day the words will just hit you. One day you'll just be like, oh, I know how to say this sentence, And then after she served him food, I stepped up. It was my turn to order. And I said, hey, how are you? How you doing today? Like I totally lost all the Spanish. It went out of my brain. But I get it. Also, another thing too, like I just realized the other day, I've been saying this wrong my entire life. I've been saying bacon, as in bacon. I've been ordering huevo con bacon, and I've been saying it with confidence, like that type of confidence that you have when you slam the winning domino on the table. I've been like, let me get the huevos y bacon, dale. The waitress looked at me. She's like, what? That's not the word for bacon. That's not how you say bacon in Spanish. I felt so dumb. Okay. At first I was like, maybe she's vegetarian. I don't know. But no, that's not how you, I think it's tocino. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're watching this video and you relate to this, you probably not going to be able to correct me because you don't know either. But this whole time I just been saying bacon. For some reason, I thought bacon in Spanish was the same in English. Like, she's like, you can't just say words in Spanish with it. You can't just say English words with a Spanish accent. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like I didn't know, because they do the same thing with broccoli. Like broccoli in Spanish is broccoli. They said we just going to leave that one in English. We're not even going to worry about it. I think we should all just find community in it, because they're calling us slurs. They're calling us slurs, and that's not okay with me. They're calling us No Sabo Kids. Don't call me that. Don't call me that, okay? I've never in my life said the phrase No Sabo. I know that the phrase is no sé. Don't ever call me no sabo ever again in my life. Me personally, I work on my Spanish a little bit, and I can speak Spanish based on like the severity of the situation. I can speak a little Spanish, but I can't speak like Spanish the way these motherfuckers be speaking Spanish who wear suits. Does that make sense? Like I can speak Spanish based on what you need from me. If you come up to me and you're like, ¿Tú hablas español? I'm gonna be like, what? What do you need? It depends what you need. Like if you need me to like translate documents for you in court, I'm not going to be able to translate no documents for you in court. You got me translating documents for you in court. You ain't never gonna see those kids again if I'm doing it. But I could help tell you like what train to take to get home. I could tell you, el que usted viene en 5 minutos. But my Spanish is very limited because I grew up around like limited Spanish. I grew up around the Ben Aquí people. You know how Puerto Ricans, like, sometimes they pronounce words differently and the letters differently, which I love. I grew up around Ben Aquí, Belda, I know that's not how you say it, but, like, I didn't know it was a V. This whole time, I thought it was Ben Aquí. So I just been saying, Ben is here? Is Ben? Donde estás, Ben? But we keep working on it, and I learned through the music. So I'll just be listening to a song. I'll be like, all right, this is tough. I love this. And I'll be opening it up, and I'll look at the lyrics, and I'll be like, Jesus Christ. Bad Bunny Benito, Jesus Christ, you want her to suck your where? Add to library. And then I'll listen to it later. I think for me personally, one of the problems with me using Spanish, one of the problems with using music to learn Spanish is that I'm listening to songs that I don't got no business listening to. I'm listening to songs that don't match my persona. Bregando como esto, bañándome con su sangre, gatita, micho, toma, bicho, tiene hambre. I don't got no business saying nothing like that. Talking about killing your ops, bathing in their blood, walking up to girls, being, hey, are you hungry? Have some of this. That's not who I am. That's not who I am. The words that I need to be learning how to say is, went to the grocery store with my mom today, found a parking spot up front. I think that just because you don't know Spanish does not make you non-Latino. I think you're just as Latino as you want to be. As much as you love the culture, you love our food, you love dancing, that makes you Latino. Like, just because you can't speak Spanish does not mean that you're not Latino. I think that's a very important thing to say, because a lot of Latinos don't learn Spanish, and then they don't feel Latino, and then they run away from the culture, and then they turn. I found these gummies the other day, these Mott's gummies. It says you can learn Spanish with these gummies. So, for example, it says sea turtle in Spanish is La Tortuga Marina. Isn't that great that you could learn Spanish with a little fruit snack? They're teaching kids Spanish through fruit snacks. Isn't that productive? And don't let Trump find out about that, though, because he'll put a tariff on Mott's. Next thing you know, he's talking about, we got to deport all the Tortuga Marinas, okay? The sea turtles can stay, but we have to deport. They're swimming in our ocean undocumented. In our ocean water, terrific ocean water. We got better ocean water than yours, but they're swimming in here undocumented. But I do think this is great. So I think I'm just keep learning my Spanish from the music and from my Mott's fruit snacks.